Okay, I'm back at it. Back again. Just continuing the space. Uh, watched. I took a break. Got Big Brother out of the way. Did some other things, and now I think I will keep the panel going another couple of hours, maybe the most. I do want to get sort of an early night because I have things to do in the morning, but I could be flexible. Sorry, I'm doing all kind of other stuff too. I know it's not. It's very professional. Um. So anyway, what's up and all that. First, oh hey Abe, I was thinking about you the other day because I started mapping out the panel verse a little bit, and then I tried to remember all the connections you told me about. But yes, you are first today. I just came on to see if there's anybody that wanted a space for anything. That's what this is. It's a space. I open the space and then I go from there. The space becomes whatever it needs to be at that moment. It's very multi-purpose. But I feel the call to just open the space, just in case. Or maybe it's just internet addiction. I think it's both. Why can't an internet addiction be something positive? Like, or be turned into something positive? If it's going to be an addiction, why not help it do find a way for it to do some good? Yeah, it is and it isn't because the little bit I started, I feel like I've already exhausted. Um, I've asked people a few questions about. They've all confirmed it, and they seem to all agree that yes, this little cluster of channels happened the way it did, and I think it's the sectors outside of my own. I think I have my own mapped, kind of, sort of, more or less, but I also think mine is kind of tiny. And so you had mentioned Vegas Valley, and there was another community, and there were communities that split off of communities, etc. Which is kind of what happened in this side of the panelverse as well. I wasn't directly involved in any of those communities, but I came into that sector somehow and started intersecting with those communities, and now I'm attached to them. That my audience is part of them. It's like chocolate and peanut butter. We collided, and now we can't separate out. I'm wondering the difference. Hang on, let me get the AI between mood, emotion, and personality, because there's a lot of bleed over in these definitions. Um, all right, let's see what the AI has to say. Personality is a unique combination of thoughts, feelings, behaviors that make up an individual. So you have like the internal experience of ourselves, and it's more or less divided into something that we experience as thought and something that we experience more as emotion. And then we have acts that we take, and thoughts and emotions can influence those acts or feed into those acts. It's a relatively stable set of traits that influence how a person interacts with the world, their emotions, and their behavior. So, stable set of traits. Okay. Personality is shaped by a complex interplay of genetic, environmental, and experiential factors. That sounds accurate so far. Personality is a relatively stable set of traits. I guess relative to the traits that are not stable, or relative to across time, to different points in time. Thoughts, feelings, and behaviors over time. Okay. A mood is a general emotional state that can last for hours, days, or even weeks. Moods can be influenced by various factors, including personality traits. So, moods also have this connotation of stability to them, or something more enduring. And emotion, they say, is a strong, short lived reaction to a specific event. So, it's in response to something, it has a shorter duration. A mood can be more generalized, I guess, not necessarily in response to any specific thing. The duration can be longer. Emotions can be influenced by personality traits, but they are often more immediate and intense than moods. Okay, that makes kind of makes sense. Personality is the foundation upon which moods and emotions are built. Moods are more general and long-lasting emotional states. Emotions are intense, short-lived reactions to specific. It looks like ethos and pathos. And while personality, moods, and emotions are interconnected, they are distinct concepts that contribute to an individual's overall experience of life. Okay. Well, thank you for that, AI. Um, there's many paradoxes. What's the paradox you see? Yeah, I'm still. I've been on here. Well, I've been in this part of the panel. I'd say I've been in the panel verse for maybe a year and a half. God, has it been that long? Fuck. It can, there's that doesn't seem right, but at least a year. Hey, Proby, it is that Abe. Um, and I feel like even let's just say a year to year and a half. I'd have to go back and look at dates. Um, I'm still figuring it out every day. And it morphs, it changes. It's not always. It's not. Panaverse is not stable. They have stable. They have a somewhat stable cast of characters. But the day to day, at least on my channel, the day to day audience and the day and day set of panelists, the day to day set changes and expands and morphs. New people come in, some people drop off. The people that come in combine with the people that are here, and new things form. And I guess I have my regulars too that have kind of just always been here and play fight a lot. Yeah, that's that production stuff. And I guess that's one like it all depends on what kind of content I guess you're set up to deliver. And that is one type of content, and there is an audience for that type of content. I'm just trying to do a different type of content. And so I'm not motivated to overproduce anything. I mean, I'll play here and there. Usually mine is in the moment, just spontaneously. But I'll play here and there. Like the other day, Moose went on Jax, and then we streamed from here and watched Moose on Jax, and that kind of stuff. But right. And yes, yes, I think you're getting to another layer. I think you're getting to a deeper layer because The content is related to what your purpose for being here is. And money's part of I mean, my purpose for starting the channel was never money. It was a hobby channel. And then I started my business and I said, well, maybe I can use it in conjunction with my business. But the business was going to be the source of income. I didn't even really know about monetization or that I would even ever consider something like that off of YouTube. But once I saw the potential in it, and I like to make this a full time job, um, it it money became an additional. Like I was already doing this for like at least a year, probably over a year, before I even got monetized. So money was an additional element. Now it's like an upgrade or an expansion pack that I now had to add to whatever I was already doing. So the channel didn't suddenly become all about money at that point, and it still isn't. Like I'm here for other reasons, and so those reasons require a certain type of content, and monetary considerations for me are secondary to that. So if I prioritize money, I would slant my content to a way that brought in the most money. But because I'm prioritizing community, support network, um, trying to be part of the solution to the mental health crisis, educate about neurodivergence. Like I have all of these larger professional, I guess, missions. And so money for me is less important. Like in the long term, in the short term, I could do little things to get like burst of money here and there. But in the long term, it's more important for me to put the things in place now that I'm going to want there over the long term and maybe sacrifice a little bit of money in the process because it's more important. What's the phrase like short? There's a phrase for the concept of like short-term gain versus long-term, and I'm looking at the long picture. So if I were here for money, and I just need like I just want to see what certain amount of money I could generate each day or each time I streamed, I would slant my content differently, and I would probably do more production type content. But because I'm here for other purposes, I need to make sure my content is serving those purposes, and the money therefore has a lesser consideration for me. Money and audience capture is. I wondered about that in the beginning. Am I going to be corrupted by money or become audience captured? And after doing this enough, I'm less concerned about those dangers. I need to be able to stick to what I'm here to do and not let money or any specific audience draw me away from that or compromise that. Hey, Liz, Mr. B. Oh, are you in the U.S., Mr. B? Is it like insomnia for you or is it daytime? So yeah, I guess I could be a drama merchant, but there's so many drama merchant channels already, and if I become a drama merchant, I may not be able to offer the other type of stuff I'm trying to offer here. So I have to be careful and keep it. Someone said the other day they call this the sanctuary. Like this is where people come to take a break from the drama and get away from the drama, and I'm okay with that. If people want to keep the drama on the other channels and and agree to kind of keep it drama light here, so that it could be a sanctuary for everyone, and we could all cooperate on that, I would be down for that. And funnily enough, that's what me and in Vegas, Mike and I called our home. We called it the sanctuary because Vegas is a crazy town. Vegas is like the paddleverse. Vegas is like real life paddleverse. That's probably why I do so well in the paddleverse because I lived in Vegas for 8 years, And to have a person like Mike that you could trust, and to have a space that you could create together to get away from all that, so we could go out in the world and like live crazy Vegas life and come home and walk through that door and close that front door, and it was our oasis and our sanctuary. And we intentionally, consciously went out of our way to keep it a sanctuary. We kept the drama at a minimum. The gay community in Vegas had lots and lots, just tons of drama, and some of it would spill over into our place because we'd host a lot of house parties. We had a lot of roommates. They had all their gay drama, and so at some point we got rid of all of that, and we made it our little sanctuary. And I'm glad that some people find this to be a similar space. It kind of makes me think of Mike and I. I like doing that. I really enjoy doing it with him. That was me at my most adult. It really was. I was in a normal, healthy relationship. We both had jobs. I was teaching, like professional jobs, like the Friends crowd does, or like the sitcom Friends, like normal working class jobs. Um, we had friends. We had our life together, and I really felt like I was an adult, middle class American, finally achieving all the milestones and goals that that type of person's supposed to achieve. I felt psychologically my healthiest, my most adult. I just felt like I was finally at the level that it seemed like everybody else was at in my life. And so to be able to do that with somebody and create that type of space, it was very meaningful. One of the most meaningful things I've ever done. And to be able to do it here with people is just as cool. Oh, wait, is there drama? I mean, I see chat going, but it seems like it's just people checking it with each other. Um, well, you may have spoken too soon, Abe. We already got somebody fleeing. Hey, Daniel Barry. Let's see. This is not a bad topic because it comes up on the street. Etiquette, and I want to say etiquette and autism and neurodivergence, but I don't even think I need to because the larger principle is it should apply to anybody. Even neurotypicals, I don't think should be tone police, emotion police. If even if neurotypicals are acting a certain way, I don't think it's your responsibility to. I mean, who wants the etiquette police? I didn't like them in school, like the hall monitors, all those people. I don't like them as adults. I don't like Karens. I don't like busybodies. I don't like people that. I don't like do-gooders that are constantly trying to tell me how much better I could be living to make the world a better place. I like people who leave me alone, take me for what I am on my terms, extend the same positive self-regard and assumption of uh, positive intent that I give them. Oh, you know what, dude? Give me a second. You just might be in luck. I have some somewhere. Hang on. Yeah, I think we can get you some lights. Let me check. I need to see if they still work. Um, and they do. All right, let's see what we got here. They're not LED, but you're right. I should get some LED, but they are they're these little Christmas lights and uh-oh, are they going out? Don't do that to me. I might have to change the batteries. Yeah, it looks like they're on their last little juice and they're all tangled up. So I'll work on it while we talk, and maybe at some point tonight we'll get lights on the antlers. I think I did it for Christmas, in fact. I think I put the lights last year when I did my all day Christmas. I had something on them. All right. I hate untangling things. Is it lighting? I don't even know if y'all could. It's not really lighting. All right, let me figure out how to get these batteries changed. The colors. I wi- Oh, that's an excellent idea. God, I could do a little indicator of where the conversation's going. Like, is it get in the drama zone? I could have like little clips. When it gets in the drama zone, I could play a little like 1 second clip that says entering the drama zone. And then or if it gets too intellectual or highbrow, I could say entering the nerd zone. And then have like little icons or symbols to mark what kind of conversation we're having on the panel. That I'm inspired. I love that idea. Cause look, I could do. Let's see. Actually, I can do it. I have these little logos. I can make different colors or icons, and I could even make um, custom emojis for different topics, and people could like put different emojis when they want. Like if I get enough emojis for a topic, it could switch to that icon and that topic. There's I love this is the kind of stuff I like. This kind of creative potential. So I'm gonna start thinking about that and looking into it and seeing how I could work that in. Hey, state. Oh, well, maybe we can have like an untangling session one day and just all bring our. Well, maybe like around the holidays, because I know when people take their Christmas lights out for the year, sometimes they're all tangled up, and their tinsel and their garland and all that, and we could have an untangling party, and people can bring all their tangled up things. I have a whole bag of Mardi Gras beads that there's just piles of tangled up clusters of tangled beads in there, and those are so frustrating to get untangled. So we could all sit here and untangle our tangles. And that could be like a metaphor for, oh, look what I did. Can you see it now? Oh, every time I try to show you, it goes away. But it is, they're kind of flashing. Well, at least they're untangled. Now they're tangled on my headphone cord. Hang on. Shit. Um, okay, hang on. I gotta do something. Y'all are obsessed. Y'all come on my channel and y'all continually talk about this guy. Hey, Ricardo. And Hot Mess Summer. Oh, wow. Everybody showed up. A. All right, there we go. Yeah, like it seems it seems childish and or obsessive, like in a mental health kind of way. One of two, either juvenile, like something teenagers would do, or something mental health related, like Glenn Close, rabbit in the boil it in the pot on the stove, kind of obsessive. Um, it's just weird, like, cause most like, and it's a group thing, cause you each one of you individually one on one are capable of the same type of conversations that I have with everybody on here. But when everyone gets together, it's like it devolves instead of it lifts somebody to. I'm not making fun. I'm just describe. I'm just you know me. I like to analyze and figure things out. I'm just describing and kind of trying to catalog and think through my observations. The behavior seems juvenile. It seems like behavior that juveniles would do more than. I used to be a juvenile. I'm still half juvenile. I used to teach juveniles. Yeah, something like that. Like where the group, where the instead of the group enhancing, like the group coming together and becoming something part of something larger that's positive, it becomes some part of something larger that becomes negative. Like mob think or something, mob psychology, where the group devolves into primitive behavior instead of evolves into like because you can take advantage of group synergy and channel it in positive ways. I don't. He's not even here. I don't know how he's stealing anything. I think he. I think it's the. I think the source of this issue is them, and they're giving it to him. I don't think he's. I think they have more agency than you're giving them credit for. Oh, Proby. You all. I love these challenges. Like you throw in these little capitalistic dilemmas. You really want to say them that bad? Um, I don't know. How badly do you want to say say this person's name that you're willing to pay? You're kind of making my point. They'll empty their bank account to talk about this guy. It's a psychological need, a deep psychological need. And it's performative because I doubt they're sitting alone in their room by themselves thinking about Max Road and how to express it. So it's something group dynamic, social dynamic related, like signaling. You know, I am trying to make a living here. Is this? Are we seeing how capitalism, like people that say capitalism is evil and all that? Are we seeing how it starts? Is this how it takes root in people? Because honestly, it doesn't feel like that bad of a thing. It does feel evil. Let's keep let's stay in dialogue. I'm not gonna. You know me. I don't like to be dogmatic on here. Right. We've added money to this experiment now, so that opens up possibilities and vistas beyond our wildest dreams. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to do this battery thing. I can't figure out how to get this compartment open. Oh. Oh my god, 4 batteries? That's a lot. I don't have 4 batteries. Alright. Let's see if this works. I did the trick where you jiggle a few of them around. Oh, I think okay, headphone cardigan. I think what's happening is yeah, the light. No, I don't know. Can I just stick them on my antlers? And then if they light up, they light up. There, I like that. There needs, hang on. It's reversed, so it's mirrored. There needs to be like one up on there. Wait, what? What? Yeah, that's another thing because I kick him off of here, then it everything goes silent, and people keep wanting it back and paying to get it back on or try to get it back on. Is that the? Is it like Punch and Judy? Is that the ritual? Like harass him and get him off the panel so that you can get him on and start all over again. Like loosen, it's loosen the football. There's a pattern to it. Oh, thank you. If only they would light. I don't know if he created it. He might have instigated or activated it. Why do you get pleasure out of getting spurgs to spurg? There's plenty of spurgs around here that spurg all on their own with barely any provocation whatsoever. Is there a market for that like spurg watching like watching spurg? Okay, whatever. It's at the expense of it seems exploitative, but wow. Okay, well I might be able to help out in that market. We have quite a collection around here. I mean, I have my spurg moments for sure. Because like technically, what I call spurg is the like the tantrums where it builds up and explodes outward because of the regulation, like the executive functioning that it takes to regulate. And oh, good, good. And also there's spurg rage, like that frustration that builds up. That's what a lot of this is. Like Tommy, you see it a lot. Um, it's a frustration. It's and sometimes like our brains move faster than our bodies, and our brains are here, but our body or people or the conversation is here, and it's like a road rage where we're here and you're here and we're trying to be here and everything's keeping us here instead and well it okay, these things are here we might have to abort. I'll do this another day when I can do it more elegantly. um if you had seen me maybe 10 years ago, it might have been a lot easier. Part of it is I've learned to I have a little more control over it. Or I think a better way to say it is I'm more aware of it of what's happening now and what it is when it's happening, so I better know how to respond to it and what to do with it than I did in the past. So it appears now that it happens less and I can reduce the duration. Oh, hang on, we're gonna do can I get hair and makeup over here, please? Thank you. All right, let's get these. Actually, it was my headphones that were coming off the front of my head. All right. Really? I find him one of the most relaxing people to talk. Like when he's here, my worries about is the conversation going to break down? Do this. Now, when other people are on that I know there's hostility, I worry like, is he going to attack somebody, or is their drama going to start with somebody else? But when it's me and him talking to each other, I don't feel any kind of like. Sometimes I can tell. A lot of times it catches me by surprise, which is why the spurging happens because I don't see it coming. But sometimes I can kind of tell who's maybe likely to set me spurging, and Mike's just not one of those people. Yes, that's a big one. It's being I have that trait reactance. I talked about it on stream one day. It's being controlled in any way, told what to do, and that includes having my reality manipulated, having other people tell me what my reality is, having other people tell me things about myself that happened growing up with the gay. I had so many people that weren't gay telling me, explaining homosexuality to me, telling me why I was like that, what I needed to do, all of that stuff. It feels like encroachment. Like I have, this is my space and you have your space, and it feels like an encroachment over into my space. And it's just like your security system at home would go off if somebody came in your door that wasn't supposed to. The same thing happens to my nervous system. And the other thing is the power differential. Um, I think we're having a conversation between equals, and then when people give me an indication that they're up here and they start talking to me like they think I'm down here, that could set it off too. That condescension, big time. And that's a I was going through a list of Cajun traits the other day. Like, and these are, I have a bunch of Cajun history books, and some of them have like historical observations of Anglo-Saxon Americans and British people that would go down to Louisiana and make notes, like observe the Cajuns, like anthropological observations, and study and record their impressions of them. And so a lot of it is drawn from the impressions of Anglo-Saxon and British people on first encountering my people. And almost every single trait you see on stream that people complain about or react to or find weird is in that list. Almost every I go through that list and I'm like, yeah, that I do all of that. Oh, all of this is Cajun traits that people were observing like 100, 200 years ago. They were all doing the same thing. So I don't even know how much of it is cultural. Lie and control. The only effect I notice on the conversation, because the lies don't seem like, I don't know what he, the lies don't seem to be derailing anything. If he's telling tall tales, it's not really derailing the conversation. The thing I see is the self-absorption, like every topic having to come back to him. And so as long as that gets managed, which it usually does, because he sits here for many times for a while, sometimes an hour, it doesn't say anything. So that's not even a constant thing. That's episodic. No, I don't think he's gay. And he's a grown man. Like what it's not my job to help him come to terms with his sexuality. If he decides he needs that and he wants to talk to me about it, he can reach out. Yeah, I don't like that either, Nova. I don't know why they do that. I take it as just care. That's Karen's. I think it comes from middle class. I don't know what it's like to be in that class, but I think that class thinks they're here, and I think they think the rest of us are here, or the intellectual class, either one. Let's see, over talking and attack. The over talking doesn't bother me because There are cultures that have cooperative overlapping and over talking. My culture is one of them. Um, Neurodivergent people, Spurgs over talk and interrupt all the time. We have trouble with timing and observing timing and knowing when to come in. So I'm very forgiving and tolerant of all of that here. The attacks, I don't like malicious attacks on my guest from anybody. I don't like I don't like abuse. I don't like people coming on here and abusing other people. And so every time I see that happen, um, with some exceptions, I shut it down. Sometimes it's Mike, sometimes it's other people. It's whoever's doing it in the moment. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here in YouTube. Oh, I wasn't including you at all, AA. Nothing I said was meant to imply you at all. Um, that's the problem with the panelverse. Like, when do you ever know? How do you know what's built on reality and what's not? Like, somebody could come on here and fake an entire cover. There was a guy the other night that came on and told a very personal story, and people were suggesting to me to be cautious. This could be a troll. They could be come on here, and it didn't. It seemed genuine to me. I mean, I've done this work enough to kind of have a sense, and it really did seem like a genuine conversation. But the whole thing could have been a bit. Like the whole entire thing could have been somebody coming on here and seeing if they could pull off that kind of performance. I don't. I doubt it was. I seriously doubt it was. But every single thing here is open to that doubt. All right. It looks kind of slow tonight. Let's see if something else is going on. Let me predict flow. Oh, TML. Um, Boxes, cubicles, rooms, and blocks, creative conformities, and insipid, flaccid calculations. Oh, that's really all that's streaming that I see. I guess flow wrapped up. Oh man, I've been going almost an hour. Damn. All right, I think I'll do that. I'll go another. I'll go an hour. I'll go to the hour, and then I'll call it a night. I think it's been enough for tonight for today. And like I said, late stream tomorrow. Uh, but I'll keep it going. And I guess that's really it. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just keeping it going in case somebody wants to come up a panel. I'll give a 15-minute window, but I could end it now too. Um, yeah, why not? I'm out. I was really just going talking off of the comments anyway. So you are the ones that helped keep it going for 45 minutes. Thank you. I never got into I never understood I've tried many times. I've tried to watch it high, stoned, on mushrooms. It looks like kid humor. It looks like humor that children would make to make each other laugh, like TT poo poo caca humor. Um, The Simpsons was a little more sophisticated to me. It seemed like adult humor in cartoon form, and South Park seemed like trying to be adult humor in kid form, but going too heavy on the kid element that the adult, if it's in there, got lost for me. Oh, that sounds cool, Ricardo. Have a good walk. Yeah, take care. Um, But I appreciate it for the cultural phenomena that it was. Um, like almost everybody I knew likes South Park. Almost everybody that I end up getting along with is a South Park fan. They all relate to South Park, so it can't be that bad of a thing. I just personally, it's not my aesthetic. I found a lot of it to be a barrier to being entertained by it and to understanding exactly what they were trying to. I think I was looking for more in it than was there. And with The Simpsons, it, there was always, you couldn't quite catch everything in one episode. There was always a little bit more there to catch on a rewatch. With South Park, I feel like there wasn't even enough in it the first episode. Like there's no reason to even try to rewatch it. That's a very valid way of living too. I've lived it myself. Has a long tradition behind it. So it must be, well, I don't know where you are or where you work, but it's midnight where I am. So it's either you're either in one of those countries where it's daytime, like evening. But that would be, I don't know. I don't feel like thinking about it now. And then you could work a weird shift too. Oh yeah, yeah. Did I check in the? Did anything happen on the news from 2 or 3 hours ago when I looked? Let me see. There is that Russian thing. I am very interested in this Russian propaganda thing. Um, Really, it's kind of the school shooting that's dominating. And I always know that we find out more in the days after. Zelensky reshuffled his cabinet, and now there's a backlash. So I don't know why he did that or how smart of a thing it was. Wait, what? Elon Musk Starlink backtracks to comply with Brazil's ban on X? Wait, he's going to comply? With, let's see. After judge freezes the assets of billionaire company flip flops to block social media platforms, so he wanted his money back. To block the billionaire social, so they blocked Twitter. I don't understand this freezing of the asset thing. How can Brazil freeze his assets? This It's stupid. I think we've regressed. I think we've gotten more tribal and more primitive. I don't think we have a, I was going to say a nuanced, sophisticated understanding of each other, but I don't think that's realistic to expect because that's more of an intellectual approach and not enough people are going to be intellectuals. I don't think we have a realistic or empirical understanding of each other, but I don't know if we ever did. But I think we have more of one in my generation, but that could be my bias. We've lost something. We see each other in these through these very distorted lenses that make us more scared and more dismissive of each other than than I know that we can be and that we have been in the past. It's get we're I don't know. It seems think Social media is making us more savage, I think, because it's making us be more willing to see others in a way that I don't quite know the word I'm looking for. Is it like COVID where we were locked down? Has human? I don't know. Only history could tell that. Um, I think it's more likely to be ebb and flow, or maybe the influence of there's a certain factor involved, like social media, and eventually we'll adjust and accommodate and reach some new peak. Like this could be like a growing pain, but I maybe by some people, and it may it doesn't seem to make a difference to most people, so I don't worry about it. Um, I had a thought and lost it. About how we see each other these days, uh, unrealistically, I think. But I don't remember what the thought was. All I'm here to do is make my points, and then people can come up and dialogue and debate them, criticize them, attack them. I can't control what credence somebody gives them. They have to determine that for themselves. I'm just offering my experience, my knowledge, my perspective, my opinion, my belief, my take, how the world looks from my little window. Yeah, but it was something about how I don't know if it was social media in particular. I think it's this time in history where we're less. I think we are more willing to see the worst in people, or have the worst that can possibly be said about someone be the define who that person is. And I think we were more willing to to take each other on better faith and see each other in a more optimistic light before. I think we've been poisoned against each other. And I think that's happening because we don't interact with each other. Like people on the left don't hang out with Republicans. Republicans don't hang out in liberal spaces. We don't have empirical experience of each other. So it's all mediated by this. Who knows? It's different for each person. We all get our reality from different sources these days. Every one of us has a different combination of sources that we turn to help us put our reality together. So I don't think it's even just one thing. Now that I think about it, there's probably many things that are acting on us at this moment in history. But one thing I am sure of that I haven't lost faith in, and I don't think has changed. We have the power to decide and choose and intend to have it be different. We can choose to see each other more realistically or more positively or optimistically, and we can choose to prioritize connection over entropy and division. So I'm confident that we are at least in control of that part. So if we're not victims and we're not at the mercy of fate or history or social forces or whatever you think we're in. Any one of us and all of us at any time can choose to get to know each other, make connections, stay connected, create community, create healthy communities, be the best version of ourselves, or like live from the best part of ourselves, or actualize the highest part of ourselves than the primitive. Every one of us, or many of us, enough of us, can make those choices at any time. That I'm confident of. And so, as long as we still all have the ability to do that, whatever the influence is, whatever pressures we're under, whatever tendencies might be pulling us in one direction or another, I still think we have the ability to make decisions within all of that on where we want to go and what we want to be. The human condition is so abstract, too. What is the human condition to me? I think there's a quote. It was attributed to Kafka, but I could never find the actual quote. But it's the meaning of life is that it ends. I think the human condition is that it ends. We're here for the time that we're here. We don't know what this is. We were just born into it. We experience it. We do what we do with it. And then it ends. It's no more. I think that's the basic human, like that's the basic parameters of the human condition. I think within that, there's miracles of achievement and creativity and art and science and civil, like the things that have come out of humans just stagger me. I don't even need God. I don't need to look for God. There's nothing more miraculous and awe-inspiring than what has come out of the Homo sapien animal on this planet. Oh wow. Okay. All right. About 2 more minutes. I guess I'll go to the hour. So yeah, what were we talking about earlier? The colors. So what I need to do is like figure out the types of moods or conversations that happen on here. I can tell you right now, just roughly, there's the really nerdy, geeky ones. We get a bunch of gifted spurgs. There's the kind of hangout, low key, chill out conversations, which I love. There's the more intense, like support, like someone needs to talk about a deep issue, and they need the focus to talk about that. That I'd say is a certain type of conversation. And then there's the drama type. I'm calling it drama light because I plan to limit the amount of it. But there's drama light. So that's at least four that I can think of. And then sometimes we do specific targeted streams. Like I might do a topic stream with somebody where we review videos. And so those are kind of in their own category. But those wouldn't be part of a live stream. Those would be their own content. So as far as a live stream, I think we have drama light, um, kind of the peer support type. There's also topics. If somebody wanted to come up and present a topic, um, there's kind of those topic-based conversations, which they're rare, but they do happen on here. And so the most part, we have drama light, third space, just open panel, hangout, shoot the breeze. That's the back porch. My Zoom during COVID was called the back porch because my friend said hanging out on my Zooms was like hanging out on somebody's back porch. And I said, that's perfect. That is the feeling I was going for. So it's kind of that back porch feel. In fact, the icon could be like a little rocking chair on a porch. And then there's like the nerdy conversations. And so I could start with icons for those, and we could add more as needed. Oh, that's not a bad idea. A spectrum icon for when it's a bunch of spurgs. Because you don't really know what the conversation's going to do, but you know it's not going to follow neurotypical lines. And so, like the spurg zone. And when it's like four or five spurgs and we're all spurgs and the conversation is doing something wild, Can throw up the little Spurg zone icon. So I like that. I like this idea. So thank you. I'm gonna work on that. Now I need to figure out how to make icons and emojis. Anyway, I'll work on it. Okay, you guys have been great. Um, I really do think you're at your best when you're able to transcend whatever this thing is you have for Mike Cerrone. I'm not telling you not to indulge it as needed. You get something out of it. Um, but I also think there's more to you in that, and I really like seeing that more. I honestly do. And like I said, I'm willing to make this place a sanctuary if you're willing to help me keep it drama light. And I think it could work for everybody. So, yeah, later, Proby. Thanks a lot. All right. Take care, everyone. I'm going to get some rest and come back out tomorrow. Um, take care. Thanks again.